Okay, hello everybody, Nuts here, and today I'm going to be going over some of my things we need to see in the Star Wars open world game, which has just recently been announced. It's going to be made by Ubisoft, which I think is a good choice. I think Ubisoft are good developers. It's going to be using the Snowdrop engine, which looks good. It's a good engine. But yeah, I'm just going to be going over some things we really need to see in order to make this a good game. Okay, so the first thing I want to talk about is customization. Now, customization is not something that we've seen a great deal of in recent Star Wars games, and there's multiple things we really need to be able to customize. The first and most important one is our character. We need to be able to customize our character with probably custom voice lines, custom skin tones, custom hair, custom eyes. We just need to have all those options, be able to choose species. That's a really big thing. And we also need to have custom armor and stuff. So how do I explain this? So in Terraria there is vanity items. So you can have the best armor that gives you the best stats, but then you can put items on top of that that look cool and still have those stats. I think that would be something that would be really cool, just to maximise the potential for character customization. Another big thing is custom lightsabers. We have got to be able to make custom lightsabers. That is something that has kind of been touched upon in Fallen Order, but there wasn't a great deal of it. We need to make it so no two lightsabers are the same. Also, if you could do a quest to get the dark saber, which I will go on to talk about later, about how I think you could potentially get a black lightsaber, black kyber crystal. But that's a really important thing. You need to have custom lightsabers, and I think custom skins and lightsabers are extremely likely. I think that is one of the most likely things we will have in this game. Right, the next thing, still part of customization, is having a home base, like somewhere where you can just stay, sort out all your stuff, and just really prepare for things, just basically where you hang out, kind of like the cantina in Lego Star Wars. But I feel like a good way to have this base would be actually having it inside a starship, and I think this is a likely route that they could take. So being able to customize your ship is a really big thing that they should have, whether that be as your own base that ship is and you can customize it, or if you can just customize a ship and you have a different base somewhere else. It doesn't really matter, but we should be able to customize our ship, and I think having a ship that is our home base would be a really good thing. Okay, so the second thing I want to talk about is having an efficient market trading system. And I mean this in being able to buy parts, probably for your custom lightsaber and your custom ship, or and really being able to trade with other players. So there needs to be a set up trading system, and a way I thought this could work would be, so you get the same market vendors. Well, they would vary in each location, obviously, and what stuff they had, but each player would get the same stuff from the market vendors, and you would be able to sell stuff to the market vendors or trade it, whichever suits you better, and then they would then sell those items off and other players would be able to buy it. That would be one way you could trade. Or you could set up private trades between two players for materials if you both wanted kyber crystals or something. I don't know, but we do need to have an efficient market system, and this definitely needs to be one of the large ways on how you acquire parts for your lightsabers and ships. Okay, so this thing I'm going to talk about now is something that worries me a little bit about this game. It's I don't want it to be too story driven, but given my speculation as to what the game could actually be about, I'm slightly concerned that it may be too heavily focused on story, on an actual campaign, rather than giving you the freedom to do what you want. And how we need to have freedom to explore the planets as and when we like, and not just have the game feel too linear. Otherwise that kind of defeats the point of an open world Star Wars game. And what I really want it to feel like is something like GTA or Red Dead, where you're just kind of free to do what you want. There is a little bit of story element, there's kind of an end goal and a general consensus as to what you do, but how you go about that is completely your choice. So you'd probably start out as being force sensitive no matter what you're going to do, and then how you go about that could be your choice. You could train at the Jedi Temple if it was Old Republic, you could go and become a Sith, or you could go and become a bounty hunter. We just need to have that freedom and not have the story feel too linear, otherwise there isn't much point in an open world Star Wars game. Okay, next up, I really want this game to have a little bit of grinding in it. I know some people are not going to be up for grinding 100% of the time, and that's fine. I don't want the grind to be for all the basic necessities. All the stuff you're going to need, and just basic stuff you're not going to have to grind for. Bear in mind I'm speaking about if I made the game and my dream for what the game has to be. You wouldn't have to grind for all the basic stuff, because like the stuff everyone needs, because some people would not be willing to grind and put in the hours. But what I talk about when I say we need a grind, this is where I bring in my idea of the Darksaber and how to obtain it. So, as a lot of you will know, at the end of Mandalorian Season 2, Episode 1, Mando defeats a Krayt Dragon and gets a Krayt Dragon Pearl. What you might not know is that in Legends, in the comics and stuff, the Krayt Dragon Pearl, which is extremely rare to find, can be used to power a lightsaber, and there's a lot of speculation that Mando will use this Krayt Dragon Pearl to build his own lightsaber. Now, the Krayt Dragon Pearl is actually a refined kyber crystal that's like digested through the Krayt Dragon's internals and stuff. Like acids just refine the kyber crystal. Now what I do would be make a method to get the kyber crystal again, and this is where the Darksaber comes in. We still don't know how the Darksaber was made. There's a lot of speculation that Mando will get his own Darksaber, and the Krayt Dragon Pearl is how you do it. So, how this works: you find a Krayt Dragon. There's a small chance that you can get a Krayt Dragon Pearl in it, and there would be a slightly lower chance to get a black kyber crystal than any other kyber crystal after refining the pearl. So it would kind of be like hunting for a shiny in Pokemon. So in Sword and Shield they added star and square shinies. Star shinies, well, there's a glitch, but they were meant to be more common. So you've got the rarity of finding a shiny, and then also the rarity of finding a square shiny. So if you want the ultimate rarest thing, that could be the grinding aspect, and that would be an awesome way to get the Darksaber. So that's how I want the grinding to work. I want there to be an element of grinding, but not too much. Okay, moving on to the next thing. It's going to be toxicity prevention. Now, if this game is going to function like GTA, where you can go around all the planets and interact with other people that are in those same areas, that could end up being extremely toxic, to the point where they can just whip out their lightsaber because they've spent the whole day on release grinding, well, this kid who's just started playing because his download's finished at a reasonable time, yeah, he's dead. He just goes and gets beaten to death with a hockey stick. That we can't have that. That would be a problem. So that, while running over people in your speeder bike is going to be really enjoyable to some people, there needs to be some way to stop it. So I'm not exactly sure how that could be done, but a way that it could be done is the only way to kill people would be to challenge them to a duel, where you could, what's the word? Gamble. So you could, like, gamble items, on the winners and stuff, and, yeah, stuff like that. But then in the public you might not be able to kill each other, or you could choose to go into, like, public places where you could interact and people could kill you and get, like, some drops and stuff, because it could be quite toxic. So that's just a necessary measure that they have to put in place. Okay, so I think that just about sums up my views on the most important things that the Star Wars open world game needs to contain. Now, I will be doing updates on this game as we get more information, but it was announced 2 days ago, and we know nothing so far other than that it's being made by Ubisoft and it's using the Snowdrop engine. We know literally nothing, but I will be giving updates as we find out more, and I will maybe make a part 2 to these most important things. But yeah, those are going to be some very important things that are going to help this game to maximise the amazing potential that it has and make it what we've all longed for many, many years. Bring it back to the golden era of the 2000s. So yeah, that's about going to do it for this video. I hope you guys have enjoyed. Leave your thoughts on the open world Battlefront game, not Battlefront, open world Star Wars game down below, and I will see you guys in the next one. Goodbye.